All right, guys. Yesterday, I made a video talking about the reward changes in AFK Journey. There was a lot of community uproar about it. And already, Lilith have responded. Now, look, before we get into this, two important things to say. First, do I look like Harry Potter? Need to know. These are new glasses. Secondly, people have said that Lilith would do this, and they would sort of, they start with something and then they come in and they change it and everyone says, oh, yay, Lilith. But frankly, I don't think that's correct. I genuinely think that Lilith do care. I do think they want to create a game that people are going to want to play. And we'll read through this post. I haven't read through everything yet, but we'll read through this post together and talk about the main beats that they're hitting. But I do genuinely think that Lilith just thought, hey, people are going to be happy with the rewards they got from Season 0. And if you read at the start of this sort of talk with the devs, they basically said, we were planning on doing like content releases over the course of the season, so that over the course of the season you'll generate more rewards. So I think had that been originally communicated, I actually think if they'd gone into the Song of Strife season and say rewards are going to be spread out in 4 separate updates across the season, you'll end up getting a lot of rewards, but over the course of the season they're going to be spread out a little bit. But that might have been a bit more sort of when the actual rewards dropped. People might have said, we're expecting more over the course of the season, so that's fine. The only thing that I think is worth touching on there is the battle pass and the secret travelogue stuff. But either way, just wanted to touch on it. That is basically what they say at the start of this dev talk. They say when we do a season update or a version update, we actually want to do 4 updates with new events, new rewards, etc. Which I think is that's a totally fine way to approach a season. If you just sort of said that, then people wouldn't have been as surprised by the reward structure changes. But regardless, let's jump into this because I think it's really worth talking about. And like I said, this is nothing but a good thing from Lilith. Yes, they got it wrong, but they very quickly changed it. They could have waited a month. They could have waited 2 months. They could have waited ages for people to sink money into the game and say, oh, actually, now we're going to change it. They did it within like 3 days or 2 days or however long it's been. It was a quick response from Lilith, and I think that's a good thing. And we should praise the devs when they deserve praise in that sense. They obviously, this is a long article, so they obviously were spending a bit of time whipping this up and making sure that it was ready to go out. So why nerf on the AFK? Why the nerf on the AFK rewards and free gifts in this new season? Basically, yes, they said that we plan on doing this over 4 updates in a season, and we were actually planning to do way more engaging events and gameplay features, along with lots of rewards across the 4 updates. However, we acknowledge there may have been oversights in reward distribution during the recent season launch, and we have sincerely apologized for any inconvenience this may have caused. To rectify this, we've decided to adjust the rewards season for AFK stages, season legend trials, season corrupt creatures, which is something else that I forgot to mention in the video, and battle drills to match those that you received during the starter story. This is good. This is exactly what needed to happen realistically. There was no real major reason to nerf those rewards because you're talking about, in some cases, it was the difference of 2 invite letters on like the battle drills, for instance. This doesn't really feel like there's a need to nerf that, you know what I mean? So basically, moving forward, we're committing to maintain this level of generosity for every new season. So it will be the same for every new season. Great move. They've committed to that as well. Please be assured that these additional rewards are entirely new and they will not affect what you will receive from future events and activities. Awesome to know as well. And after I've done reading this, by the way, guys, I'm going to log on to my account and we can see if this has already been implemented, what difference there is in terms of rewards now. Your understanding and support are invaluable. And I think they are genuinely trying to say, look, thank you for telling us. We didn't hit the mark here, clearly, but we're going to fix it. And it's not like they're just half-heartedly fixing it. They're not just giving you 10 invite letters to say, sorry, we effed up. They're saying, we're going to give you 10 invite letters and we're going to fix all the stuff, which is good. This is a good move from Lilith. And this is what I would say about Lilith in general. All of what I've been aware of from Lilith, people have mixed opinions on how they monetize their games. But one thing that they do tend to do is if there is a community uproar, they generally tend to do something about it. If there is justification for the uproar, they're not just going to go and change something just because the community just decided they don't like it. You'll notice that in the Dream Realm changes, they're not going to change it. And I think they've made some good arguments as to why, and I think it's worth discussing that in a minute. Moreover, rewards will be enhanced in certain modes. These adjustments are set to take effect after the update planned for this week. Oh, okay, so we might not get the rewards. I might not get the rewards for logging on today. Once the update arrives, all players in the new season will be eligible to claim these compensatory rewards. A. Season AFK rewards. Diamond times 100 and invite letter times 1 will be added to stage rewards for the first 1200 season AFK stages. Very similar to the season 0. These two rewards will alternate every 5 stages, starting with new rewards on stage 2, 7, 12, etc. That's really good. And we're going to get the essence on top of that. Excellent. Really, really great thing. And there will be more rewarding than those during the starter story. Brilliant. Good job, Lilith. Every 5 floors, from the 5th floor to the 85th, the rewards in Season Trial will now be replaced with those from the starter story. The 4 towers will provide a total of Invite Letter 36, Tidal Essence 360, Temporal Essence 120, and additionally we're adding the fact... Amazing! Temporal Essence especially. 120 Temporal Essence is almost enough to get a level 10 X weapon, so fantastic. In addition to the current rewards, defeating Season Corrupt creatures will now reward you with a Soul Stone S level times 15, collect 60. Amazing! I think that might even be better than it was before. So that's fantastic. Enhanced rewards for Battle Drill. Desolate Grounds, a total of 6 rounds of Battle Drills will be available for the entire season. So they're just going up. Adjusted diamond rewards in small and medium chests found on the map from 15 and 30 diamonds to 13 and 60 diamonds. So basically, again, doubling the chests diamond rewards that we got previously. They have basically undone everything that they changed for the season. My genuine belief here is they thought that we're going to reduce the rewards because we're going to spread them out over a longer period of time. And I genuinely believe if they had just said, look, you may notice that rewards have been reduced in certain areas, and that is because we're planning on introducing rewards over the course of the season that should actually end up being more valuable than your entire Season 0 rewards. I think it's just because we got a lot of rewards in a very limited time frame inside Season 0, so we kind of expected the same. So when it changed without warning, that's why the community got a little bit upset about it. But, really good. What I will note is there's no updated changes to the season glamour pass, whatever it is, the 2 passes, like the battle rewards or the level up rewards and the Travelogue. And that to me was one of the bigger things that I was more upset about, because that's actually spending money and supporting the game. But the free rewards, just for progression, have been completely uplifted and potentially even better than they were in Season 0. So this is a win for the community. It's really important for you to speak out in these types of situations, because Lilith does respect the community sentiment. And I think overall this is a really good thing. Heroes specialized in dealing true damage like Marilee and Corin aren't performing as effectively in Season Dream Run battles as they did before. Are we rotating them out? Don't worry, we're not rotating out this type of hero. Our goal, and this by the way, this is what I said the Dream Realm changes were about. And it looks like the devs are on a similar wavelength. Our goal is to minimize the power gap between true damage heroes and other heroes whilst preserving their relative advantages. But Dream Realm bosses lack significant defensive stats in the current stage before Endless Mode, which makes true damage heroes less competitive compared to other types. The true damage heroes really shine in Endless Modes, so heroes like Marilee and Corin will remain top tier damage against. And this makes perfect sense, right? In Endless Mode, the damage ramps up and the defenses ramp up a lot more quickly. So once we actually clear these bosses, as we will do naturally by getting resonance levels, you'll find that Marilee and Corin will probably come to be a lot more effective again. And that's what if you notice what I said in my Dream Realm video, I said they're probably doing this to close the gap and give people more experimentation in terms of building Dream Realm comps that are a bit more varied, rather than just I have to play Marilee. So if you have Marilee, she is clearly still going to be good, especially once we get to that point of the season where you're just doing the endless version of the boss. And that is where Marilee is going to start to shine again. So just, I think I had a relatively sensible, level-headed take on the Dream Realm changes. Yes, it is annoying that maybe for the start of the season, what you originally invested in was not as strong. But realistically, most of the top-level players were all kind of meta slaves to Dream Realm. So everybody had those changes affected. If anything, I've been doing better in the Dream Realm rankings because I'm still playing Marilee and finding a way to make her work. I've actually been ranking higher on average in Dream Realm than I was before the season. We realise that we've overlooked your early season experience before you could unlock the Dream Realm bosses on Endless Mode difficulty, causing some challenges in transitioning to the new formations and raising concerns with the community. For the time being, though, we encourage you to experiment with different formations. And by the way, artifacts suitable for more formations will actually be unlocked soon. So there you go. They say, and I mentioned this as my pinned comment on the Dream Realm boss video that I did. Basically, like, artifacts have made a huge difference as well. Like, it's not just the fact that the heroes have changed. We've got completely different artifacts to work with. And that is also having an impact on how heroes perform in the Dream Realm. And I don't think the concerns are completely unwarranted, by the way. I think people made some correct concerns. People made some concerns that I think were perfectly valid. in terms of, oh, look, I've invested a lot into Marilee and now she's not as good, but she's still going to be good. Like, Marilee still will be good in the Dream Realm. And I also maintained that I thought Marilee would be good. And sorry, I feel like I'm saying, haha, I was right, but I don't mean to be. It's just that I think, like, the Dream Realm changes weren't as big of a deal, in my opinion, as everybody was making them out to be. The reward changes, however, were, which is why I made the video. We were proceeding with caution on any balance changes because we recognize the time and resources invested in your heroes, so we're taking extra care with these adjustments. That's good to know. They've mentioned that. That's just up here a little bit. They've mentioned that, and I know a lot of people were concerned about gacha games that do make balance changes because once you've invested in a hero, you can't uninvest in a hero most of the time. The current season will last for about 4 months. So what's the plan for this season? With new content planned for a release at a steady pace, we've scheduled an update for each month, bringing in new events, features, rewards, and other exciting content. But we will not be introducing any new progression features in this season. As you progress, your stat growth will be significantly capped after reaching a certain level, similar to what happened in the starter story. This is to prevent a significant power gap between new and veteran players in the middle and late stages of the season. In the Season Supreme Arena, we'll also set a baseline level to minimize the power gap between participants. This will allow you to play the game at your own pace. But we will not be introducing any new progression features in this season. So that means they're basically not going to be introducing anything that's going to otherwise require a different resource or money to progress your hero power level. So everything's going to be what you see. Apart from the magic charms, which they've already talked about, which we haven't unlocked yet, everything's going to remain relatively similar. We also want to talk more about the recent changes regarding the requirements of unlocking new arenas. Areas. We made these adjustments after noticing a widening power gap caused by players progressing too quickly through new areas. In future updates, we'll introduce mechanics to address these imbalances, allowing players to enjoy the game at their own pace whilst maintaining a healthy gaming life balance. That's kind of cute. The only thing that I don't like about progressing through areas is actually I don't like the resonance cap that they put on progressing through areas, because they put an AFK stage cap, right, on it already, which is kind of like a soft resonance cap, because you do need to be a certain resonance to progress the AFK stages. Obviously, certain comps are better at it at lower resonance levels than others. But what I'm saying is that I actually think that the AFK stages are good enough, and I feel like that would then reward players who have been able to tactically progress through the AFK stages to unlock new content areas without having to just go through a time gate of waiting, which is waiting for essence most of the time. That's my genuine opinion on the new areas stuff. But ultimately, I never really found that too much of a problem. But I am now at the stage where I'm having to get 20 resonance levels just to unlock one new area, which is meaning that I'm now stuck doing nothing but just doing Dream Realm Arena and nothing else for the rest of my time. But, it's AFK. It's in the name. Someone that gets dropped in every Reddit thread ever. What is my name? AFK Journey. Now do it. So, that happens a lot. Bridging season was a bold move. We took an enthusiasm and determination, but we can't do it alone. Your support and understanding fuel our passion, while your feedback and suggestions steer us in the right direction. We're committed to improving each season. As a small token of our appreciation, please enjoy this special gift. Invite letters ×10. So this is the code here: HWIDNABWBD. That is a wild code name. And it'll be available on all live servers. Okay, so look, do you know what? Cheers, Lilith. I think you've done a good job here. Ultimately, not everyone's going to get things right. Maybe they genuinely felt that spreading the rewards out over the season was going to be the plan, but they just hadn't communicated it, and that was the major difference. There we go. See you guys soon.